Austria first emerged as a kingdom around 976 and became a duchy. In the 16th century, Austria began as the heartland of the Habsburg monarchy and a minor branch of the House of Habsburg, one of the most influential royal dynasties in history, and was a major component and administrative center of the Holy Roman Empire. In the early 19th century, Austria established its own empire, which became a major power and the leading force of the German Confederation, but after its defeat in the Austro-Prussian War in 1866, it pursued its own path independent of the other German states. In 1867, in a compromise with the Kingdom of Hungary, the dual monarchy of Austria-Hungary was established. Austria became involved in World War I under Emperor Franz Joseph following the assassination of Archduke Ferdinand, the heir apparent to the Austro-Hungarian monarchy. After the monarchy's defeat and dissolution, the German-Austrian Republic was proclaimed with the intention of uniting with Germany, but the Allies did not support the new state and the country was not recognized. In 1919, the First Austrian Republic became the legal successor to the Austrian state. In 1938, the Austrian-born German leader Adolf Hitler annexed Austria to Germany. After the defeat of Nazi Germany in 1945 and a long period of Allied occupation, Austria was re-established as an independent and self-governing democratic state under the name of the Second Republic. Austria is a parliamentary democracy with an elected president as head of state and a chancellor as head of the federal government. The major metropolitan areas of Austria are Vienna, Graz, Linz, Salzburg and Innsbruck. Austria is consistently ranked among the world's 20 richest countries in terms of gross domestic product. The country has achieved a high standard of living and was ranked 20th in the world in terms of the Human Development Index in 2018. Vienna consistently ranks among the top international quality of life indicators. According to the latest accurate geographical data, the length of Austria is 572 kilometers. The Second Republic declared its permanent neutrality in foreign policy in 1955. Austria has been a member of the United Nations since 1955 and joined the European Union in 1995. It hosts the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe and OPEC, and is a founding member of the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development and the International Police Force. Austria also signed the Schengen Agreement in 1995 and adopted the euro currency in 1999. Please don't forget to subscribe and like. Thank you. Before the Middle Ages, the Romans called present-day Austria Noricum. The name Austria survived from the time of Charlemagne. Austria did not have an independent political identity for many years and was considered part of the Holy Roman Empire during the Middle Ages. At the end of the 13th century, Rudolf Habsburg conquered present-day Austria, and the Habsburg dynasty ruled it until the 20th century. After the collapse of the Holy Roman Empire in 1806, the Austrian Empire was formed. In 1867, the dual Austro-Hungarian Empire was formed, which was divided into several parts after the defeat of the Axis powers in World War I. After the collapse of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, the First Austrian Republic was formed on November 11, 1918, but it did not last long. In 1933, Engelbert Delfos established a government with fascist tendencies and formed the Austrian federal government. In 1938, Austria was annexed by Germany. After the end of World War II, Austria was occupied by the Allies, and the current republic was formed in 1955. Austria was ranked the 14th richest country in the world in terms of GDP per capita in 2015. Until the 1980s, many of Austria's major industries were nationalized. However, in recent years, privatization has made Austria's public sector smaller than in other European economies. The labor movement in Austria is very strong and has a strong influence on the labor parties. International tourism is the most important sector of Austria's national economy. Traditionally, Germany has been Austria's most important trading partner, which has made it vulnerable to rapid changes in the German economy. According to statistics published between 2010 and 2013, 59.9% of the Austrian population is Catholic, 5 and 3.5% is evangelical. This represents a decrease of about 13% in the Catholic population and a decrease of about 1% in the evangelical population compared to the 2001 figures. On the other hand, the Muslim population in Austria has increased from about 4.2% to about 7%. Followers of the Eastern Orthodox Church also make up about 6% of the Austrian population. Believers in religions such as Buddhism, Hinduism and Judaism collectively make up less than 0.5% of Austrian society. The official language of Austria is German. 98% of the country's people speak this language. In addition to German, minorities speak Croatian, Slovenian, and Hungarian. Austrian culture is known as one of the richest European cultures due to its long history and cultural and linguistic diversity. Below are some of the characteristics of Austrian culture. Austrian music is one of the most important cultural features of this country. Austrian classical and orchestral music is known as one of the most prominent music in the world. Famous examples of Austrian music include the works of Mozart, Beethoven, Schubert, and Strauss. Austria is known as one of the centers of art and architecture in Europe. The city of Vienna has been known as a center for artists and architects since the 18th and 19th centuries. There are buildings such as grand palaces, churches, museums, and kindergartens designed by prominent architects such as Ferdinand Fonder, Edward van der Noel, and Augustin Persch. Theater and cinema. Theater and cinema have always been considered cultural features of Austria. Theater festivals such as the Salzburg Festival and the Vienna Festival are held every year. Also, Austrian cinema is currently developing and progressing, and films such as the musical adventure Kramer vs. Kramer and the Rudy films were among the notable Austrian films. Famous people. Austria is known for producing famous celebrities in various fields. Some of the notable Austrian figures include Wolfgang Amadeus Kemper, Friedrich Hayek, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Friedrich von Hayek, Eduard Krappel, Gustav Klimt, Gustav Mahler, Gustav Klimt, Edvard Munch, Franz Ferdinand Meyer, Elizabeth Rousseau, William Klein, and Franz Schubert. Austrian culture is largely influenced by the long-standing Catholic tradition. However, some beliefs in Austrian society are secular. Social cohesion is of the utmost importance. Social boundaries in relationships and interactions are clearly defined, meaning that in the culture and society in question, respect for civil and individual rights is among the requirements and basis for the formation of regular behaviors and within the framework of predetermined rules and regulations. The social structure of Austria is family-oriented and, due to the low level of immigration, the preservation of local customs and traditions and the deep and extensive connection between villages and cities are clearly visible. Austria is also a multicultural country and, except for Vienna, other parts of it remain rural. The characteristics of the culture of the Austrian people are soft-spoken, well-mannered, respect for the law and conservatism and adherence to traditions. The Austrian people play an effective role in promoting customs and traditions and preserving traditional and pristine forms of the relevant culture by demonstrating their commitment and respect for their folklore and culture. There is no similarity between the people of Austria and Germany except for the common language. Only in southern Germany, especially the city of Bavaria, is there a close cultural connection with Austria.